It is time for one thing and one thing only, and that is it is Friday, and you know what that means? It's time for Rampage. Rampage has a special start time tonight at 6:30 Eastern Time, 5 Central, and we got a bunch of six-man tag team action tonight on Rampage. So let's get to the action that you can expect to see tonight on TNT. As Dustin Rhodes will be in action against Bishop Khan. Dustin Rhodes and Keith Lee moved forward with their feud against the Mogul Embassy last week, and the question now remains what happens at Double or Nothing, and if Double or Nothing will see the finale of the rivalry between Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. The Acclaimed will be in action alongside Billy Gunn in a trios match against the Varsity Athletes, which consist of Anthony Nese, Josh Woods, and Arya Davari. In my opinion, it's good to see the Acclaimed competing in a six-person tag team match. And maybe a future match with the House of Black could be in the future of the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. If there's anything that I would maybe think about from the standpoint of AEW and shaking up the tag team division a little bit, as that would be a nice shakeup in my opinion. Also, Jade Cargill will be again defending her TBS championship in an open challenge match against whomever feels that they can compete with the undefeated TBS champion. We do, as I've mentioned multiple times over the last couple of months, I think that at some point AEW needs to have a plan as to what to expect from Jade Cargill outside of her reign as TBS champion and her undefeated streak. And if they do not have a plan, then before you have her drop the title, then you need to have a plan as to what she's going to do after she does drop the title. Because she can't, number one, keep the championship forever, and number two, she can't stay undefeated forever. So basically what I'm saying is, all you need to focus on is the idea of what happens next. And if you haven't figured that out yet, then it's not time for her to drop the title yet. Simple as that. Simple as that. If you have not figured out what's going to happen next, then it's not time for her to drop the title yet. But speaking of people that we will be seeing, speaking of what we will be seeing on Rampage, it is one other trios match, and the other trios match is including Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta, and it is the Blackpool Combat Club against the Best Amigos, Bandito, Chuck Taylor, and Trent. It is an interesting trios tag team match, as seeing Bandito, Chuck Taylor, and Trent compete together is not exactly something we would expect, but at the same time, honestly, at the same time, it's a great use of talent, I guess, is the best way to put it. But also, next week on Dynamite, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta will team up against the Lucha Brothers for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. So the busy week for the Blackpool Combat Club is just getting started, especially considering it was on Dynamite where the announcement came down about Anarchy in the Arena. And Anarchy in the Arena will take place next week at Double or Nothing. I don't know why I forgot what the name of the pay-per-view was. Next week at Double or Nothing, the Blackpool Combat Club goes against the Elite. in Anarchy in the Arena. So this is the anticipation for and the tune-up match for each of those men, as they may not just go in holding Claudio Castagnoli's Ring of Honor world title, but also they may go in as the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. With that being said, though, that is what makes, this is going to be what makes for a pretty good episode of Rampage, but also I just want to point out that the Hardys will be having promo time tonight as well. The Hardys will be having promo time tonight as well on Rampage. You have to figure that this might be when the match that I spoke about yesterday may be announced, with Ethan Page and the Guns against the Hardys and Isaiah Cassidy at Double or Nothing. That's what I have to figure. But again, I just want to go over what's expected tonight for Rampage. And again, 6:30 start time on TNT. So as usual, as it has been since the start of the playoffs, it will be Rampage first, and then right after Rampage, or soon after Rampage, it's SmackDown. But the Blackpool Combat Club will be in action against the Best Amigos, Bandito and Chuck Taylor against Mox, Castagnoli and Yuta. Jade Cargill has an open challenge match defending her TBS championship and her undefeated streak. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn against the Varsity Athletes Tony Nese, Josh Woods, and Arya Daivari. And Dustin Rhodes against Bishop Khan, as well as we will hear from the Hardys tonight on Rampage. With that being said, though, if you're looking for wrestling to watch tonight, there's only one place to go, and that is TNT for AEW Rampage, starting at 6:30 Eastern Time later today. I will see you in the next video.